It was just after 4 p.m. when a black Lincoln Navigator turned onto West Executive Avenue, headed toward the White House. In the back seat, CIA Director Christine O'Connor contemplated the information contained in a folder inside the black leather satchel on her lap. She'd been the director for only a few months and was still learning about the myriad programs the CIA was involved in. The agency had tentacles in almost every facet of the U.S. government. The district's buildings glided past her window until the SUV stopped in front of black steel bars blocking the entrance to the White House. After the gate guards checked her driver's identification and completed a security sweep of the vehicle, the gate slid aside and the vehicle pulled forward, grinding to a halt beneath the curved overhang of the West Wing portico. Standing at the entrance between two Marines in dress blues was Kevin Hardison, the President's Chief of Staff, whom Christine had worked with when she was the President's National Security Advisor. He greeted her, then asked, "Are you up to speed on the program?"
"I am, but I know only half of the story."
"That's fine. SecNav will have the lead during this afternoon's briefing, considering the situation and its complexities. Everyone's assembling in the Situation Room. We'll begin when the SecNav and CNO arrive."
He cast a glance toward the street. Another black SUV was approaching the White House. Christine left Hardison at the West Wing entrance and entered the White House, proceeding past her former corner office and down toward the Situation Room in the basement. She left her cell phone outside the room and entered to find the expected collection of White House staff and cabinet members seated around the table. Secretary of Defense Tom Glass, Secretary of State Marcy Perini, Captain Glenn McLaughlin, the President's senior military advisor, and finally Christine's successor in the White House, Tom Parham, the President's national security advisor. Secretary of the Navy Brenda Verbeck arrived, followed by Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Joe Seitz. They took their seats beside Glass while Christine sat beside Parham, chatting with him while waiting for the meeting to commence. An information specialist approached Verbeck, informing her that her brief was loaded, handing her the remote control as the widescreen display on the far wall flickered to life. The title slide of her presentation appeared, containing a single innocuous line: USS Steedham Incident. Hardison and the President entered the Situation Room a moment later. The President took his seat at the head of the table and cast his gaze toward Verbeck, an attractive and articulate woman in her late 40s, a rising star in the administration and one of the leading contenders for Secretary of Defense if Tom Glass moved on.
"What have you got, Brenda?"